This cope is worse than drugs. It's worse than any drug. This cope is so familiar to everybody in all of humanity. It's been around forever. And with modern day times, people are getting more aware of how much of a cope this is, of how unhealthy this could be. When it comes to drugs, this is some kind of external thing that we take in to help us escape from reality, to help us cope with certain thoughts and certain negative thinking. Maybe we have a conflict with somebody and we get high and we think about that conflict and we feel justified in our anger. We feel justified. We feel like we're right and they're wrong. Using an external substance can distort our thinking, keep us out of touch with reality, right? This is bad. But what's even worse than that, bro, is sex. It's people going into romantic relationships being codependent because they don't want to be alone. I'm just now waking up to all this shit, and I'm no saint because I've done this throughout my whole life. And I can't keep doing this shit because I've hurt plenty of people in the past, bro. Led girls on, gave them the idea that I wanted something more with them when I really wanted to serve myself, some kind of selfish desire. Wanted sex, okay? There's a lot of people out there nowadays that are horny and lonely, and they think the solution to that is I need a girlfriend or a boyfriend to fix this way I'm feeling. When in reality, we got to be secure with ourselves. We got to be accepting of ourselves. We need to address that wounded child within us because its needs aren't being met. We need to love ourselves because if you enter a relationship and you're insecure, you're jumping into a relationship because you'd rather be lonely. You'd rather be with someone who's not good for you than lonely. It's not good. That turmoil and that stuff, that codependency, people turn into people pleasers because they don't want somebody to leave them. They'd rather keep hitting what they're hitting, some familiar dick, some familiar poo-tang, because they don't want to go out looking or searching for something. And so they're on and off for 2 or 3 years, 4 years. It's a pattern, bro. The amount of 40-year-olds I know, 40 to 50-year-old people that are like serial daters, bro, it's a hobby. Check out Meetup. Go on Meetup. There's groups for singles. It's like a game they play. It's like some shit they share with their friends. It's like, oh, I'm just looking for the right one. You know what I mean? But we all have this desire innately. We want to fuck. But like we all have this desire innately that we want to be accepted by other people. We want other people to like us. And when you have sex with somebody, that's somebody else fully embracing you, bro. Now, what's worse about this is that with using drugs, with coping with drugs, there's some kind of natural mechanism of like, more so than the relationships thing. I think people feel guilty about it. You know, you get high and then you get low, and there's this focus of like, oh shit, like I shouldn't have like gotten so fucked up right now that I'm in this lower headspace. But the thing about being in a relationship is you could get lost in somebody, dude. You could forget who you are, bro, because you're so focused and obsessed with this person, giving them all of your attention and focus, rather than living your own life, having your own friends. This is the worst cope. This cope is worse than drugs. Think of how many different apps there are for dating. Facebook even has its own dating thing. There's so many apps for that. Think of how much internet shit there is with pornographic images. Back when the internet was first a thing, porn was popping, dude. People, there's only a small demographic of people untouched by the internet, untouched by phones. We all have this. And you already know if we gave some indigenous tribe dude or some Amish dude, we're like, yo, check out Pornhub, dude. Like, look at this. They probably go wild, dog. They probably be choking their chicken till it is raw and it's chafing, dude. It's not good how much dopamine this shit sends off. And so, coping with being in a relationship not only hurts you, but it hurts the other person. And it's hard to have that sense of guilt or accountability when it's so normal, bro. It's biological. It's built in us to want to fuck, to want to have a family. That's how the species has continued. And so, trust me when I say this, you guys. Being in a romantic relationship because you don't want to be lonely or because you want sex, it's a worse cope than drugs because it inflates your ego to a point that's beyond return. It's hard to take a hard look at yourself when you're frustrated with that coworker, or there's some conflict with this person, or it's hard to take a hard look at yourself and see what your mistakes you're making and what you can improve on and what you're doing wrong in other relationships in your life when this person fully embraces you and still fucks you at the end of the day. So take care of yourselves and don't be doing these unhealthy copes, because coping with a relationship and sex is even worse than drugs. Thank you guys for watching my video.